So another shoe for the American Farriers Association convention in 2021. It's a front hunter shoe, fully fullered, mass-lock clip, wedge heels. So, going to be quite a tough shoe to make. Now I've isolated the heat. They're about 1.5 in the middle. Bump that down, keeping it straight. Now we'll take another heat and we'll bump it a bit more. Now we'll give it a bit more of a bump. Take the round of my hammer, just localize it a little bit. We'll get a little bit more of a bump. Localize it. We got our mass slot there. Now I could draw it down now, but I might get it into the sides of my branches. So what I'll do is I'll have one more heat now. I'll just bend it, a gentle toe bend, which I'll end up straightening back out. But it'll make it easier for me to expose my mass-a-lot and be able to forge my mass-a-lot out of the web of the shoe right now. So I'm just going to put a little bit of a toe bend in just to expose my mass-a-lot. I can pull that out now without damaging my web. And we'll straighten it back out. And that way, got my mass lot in. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to taper my branch and put my wedge on. Once I've got that finished, I'll splitter my section so it goes deep but really leaves a thin fullering so I don't cause much metal displacement. So let's do the next steps. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do from my 2-inch mark is taper my branch, take it down about 1/8 of an inch, pull my wedge up in the same direction as the mass slot. I won't set it down much because I don't want to lose thickness. So I'm going to hit into the corner and then drag it up to a point. Bring it up, bring it back down. Clean up my taper. I've got room now to flatten it back to normal. Bring it back up. Don't thin the bar stock. Shape our wedge up a little bit. It's a bit of a spike anyway, which is good. We need one more heat on it. And hopefully in that heat we can rasp it up as well. Clean up my wedge. Clean up my section. Clean up my taper. Make sure it's a hunter shape on the end, so nice, not quite a point, but going towards a point. Radius my wedge, save a little bit of rasping. I'm hemming it now. I got the temperature to hem it, so I'll hem it. I'm off to the vise and we'll rasp it up. So I'll stand here. I'll rasp the front corner first. Let's rasp it from top to bottom so we get it clean the whole way. Don't dig in. Now we'll go around the back. Clean the sides, clean the back. I won't finish filing it, but I've got most of the work done now. And so if I don't get time at the end, I'm okay. Take off the corners a little bit more. They're well radiused on this. The front corners are well radiused like a wedge should be. Shouldn't be any sharpness on the front corners. So if they brush, they can't hurt themselves. Now I'm going to hem it all the way to the end. And I'll take my splitter. If we got it right, we'll have done the correct heel, so we fuller to the center and then away from center. So I plan which heel I'm doing first. I'm going to get a significant part of my fullering done now. Get deep, but don't let it go wide. I'll go back in. We'll clean up the edge. Give it a flatten. Now we can see one half done. We're ready now to use our wedge tongs, and that'll give us a bit of safety. We can forge our heel, taper it, forge our heel, then we'll splitter it. Do a little bit of tapering, pull my wedge up. It's got to go the other direction this time. So the first one went pulled that way, the second one's got to go the opposite way. Just set it down slightly. See, pulling the wedge now, giving it height. So I'm creating a wedge between the anvil and the hammer. And by creating a wedge there, I can pull up. It's that vertical height that's really important. I can push it back down really easy. Clean it up. Get it high. Take it down a little bit. Up high. Clean it up. Taper it up a bit more. And now we can have one more heat and finish it off and rasp it. Hemming this section while I got time. Continuing to the taper. Forge my wedge up. Don't thin it down. Push it down. And it's sloping together to the center. Finish the end of the heel. You can see the end of our bearing surface. Hem it. Work the corners off it. And now we can give it a rasp up. So I get my radius in the front part first, because I can always rasp the back of it later if I'm running out of time. But this front part is difficult to get into once we've made our shoe. So I do like to get the front part of the wedge rasped right away. So this time I'm going to leave the back of the heel till after I finish making the shoe. Just clean up my hemming. Splitter. I watch the inside edge. I keep it parallel. I don't hit it unless I've got the splitter in the right place. So it's not just hitting it, it's taking that split second to decide it's in the right place. So now we're ready to start making our shoe. Let's clean that edge up. So now we're back to simple shoemaking. So form nice toe bend, take your time. That's the whole foundation for the rest of this shoe, this toe bend. This is a bit that I will try not to have to rush. We'll flatten. Now I'll give it a little fuller. I've got the heat, so I may as well fuller it from second nail around to second nail. Using a narrow fuller, I'll go in really deep, which won't cause as much distortion, but I'll get my nail size in there. Getting that little level. And go clean. Get a level on this side. Make sure the surface is flat. Not squashed, but flat. Fuller again, last time. Mark my holes. Got just enough temperature for that. Mark our holes. We'll be careful which part of these dividers we use. So I put mine on and I put my nail hole in front of the divider. Same on this side, on the front of the divider. If you don't do that, you're going to have nail holes that are racked. Sometimes people will put them on the back of the mark and the front of the mark, so you're one nail hole difference. When I bend my shoe, what I'm careful of is my hammer is resisting. It's not actually going in, it doesn't actually travel anywhere. Got my nice shape there with a little level. Push my heel back. Get my branch a little flattened again. Clean up the edges. Now we can fuller it. Lots of overlap with our fullering. That's what's going to give us a nice clean finish. A little level. I can stamp my holes. Mark the toenail. Just in front of the quarters. One in the middle. Level it. I stamp to the anvil, but not into the anvil. And pritchel it. A little polish. I'm going to pritchel it for the last time. Now what we can see there, we've got half a shoe made. Now again, a hammer resist. The shoe moves underneath the hammer, getting the shape the whole way, right to the end of the heel. A little level. Fuller. Overlapping. It's not how hard you hit it. If you hit it too hard and too hot, the section just widens. It bursts apart. A little level. Finish my nail holes. Not quite as good as spacing as I could have got there. And a level. Bend the end of my heel just a little bit. So, getting onto our shoe now, just to pull the clip. When I start my maslot, I'm very careful to think about keeping the top edge of the shoe, this section, and hitting behind the top edge and setting my clip behind the top edge. That way, I'm setting my base, but I haven't hit the top edge. I'm still making my base at this point. Yeah, now I can start drawing my clip. Got some marks in it, polish my marks out, come up the middle again, polish the marks out, come up to the point again. Now we can level our toe. What you can see is I've still kept my sharp edge at the top because I struck just behind it. I didn't want to roll that over. Yeah, just need to give it a little bit of a shape up. Just run my fuller around my toe again, just where I've just spoiled it a little bit with my maslot. I can rasp any little defects off. Get a good flattening. So there we go. Heat on our toe to rasp our toe up, then we'll have a heat on each branch to finish it. Now, just clean up my maslot. So I got plenty of material there, so I can just shape up the perimeter of the shoe with the rasp. Rasp it from quarters to quarters pretty much now. Get a nice clean line at my toe. The corners off. Now one heat on each branch to shape it up and finish rasping. A little bit of shaping up as we're going along. Rasp a branch up, finish rasping the heel up. I use the corner of the rasp for a nice shine on it. Don't plan on having loads of time to fine file. Learn how to do a good job first with the rasp. Give it a level. Well, we got that branch. Now just the final branch, level up. So just give it a final clean up. We'll check the level. Nice heels on it. A little bit more practice won't hurt. Here we are. We've got our shoe finish, hunter front, maslot clip, wedge heels, fully fullered.